Hey there, here we are again with my methods, and ironically, I just finished answering a comment that somebody had posted about irregular pleats and the reasons thereof, and my response was that it's not a result of being taught incorrectly, it's lack of being taught at all. And I should point out that anybody can make this mistake. Actually, I'll rewind a bit. Sometimes it is necessary. I'm doing a kilt, as you can see in the Cameron of Iraq, the 79th Cameron Tartan. Customer is adamant that it be pleated to the set, and I like it. I think it's going to turn out very well, even though it is a rather busy set. But because it's so busy, what I've had to do is create a bit of a trompe delay effect, because we can't have any element of the tartan design vanish into a seam unless it's the apron seam. So what I've done here is I've had to make some pleats a little bit wider, because there's simply no other way I can capture those two red lines, right? So consequently, the adjacent pleats are a tiny bit narrower. But here's something else. This is the reason why I've summoned my videographer from upstairs. Here's something else that just happened, and I thought I really need to show these people. So if we look here, when we're pleating to the set, what invariably must happen when if you've pleated to the set correctly, you can tell, because you can pick up any pleat, lift it up, and you'll see the same element of tartan. You see yellow line, red, there we are, right? Split down the middle, all of that. So I was working on this because I'm working to a bit of a deadline, and it's a busy tartan, and you sort of get hypnotized, or you can't get your head around it, or something like that. So I'm sewing this, and something in the back of my brain is sort of going, you better check that again, pal. And I did. So I stopped and I lifted, and that element does not correspond with that element. So what we can see I've done, and I'm just stripping the seam back out. What we've done is I'd marked the next seam. This always fills me with dread because I'm using a ripper. I'm always afraid I'm going to hit the cloth. What I've done, or what I had done, and this is a common mistake, I pinned it to the wrong shock mark. I pinned it to the right shock mark. I should have pinned it to that one. So I'm going to do it up now, repin it now, and using my gauge to make sure, okay, that's a little over. Let's make it a little bit tighter. So I'm feeling pretty happy about this, because again, I don't do, I'd say 90% of my work over the last lifetime has been kilts pleated to the stripe. But this time, because I don't do quite as many of these, I'm not quite in the habit of getting it right every time. So there we are. I repinned that, and I'm going to sew that. I had something else to bring up, and now of course it's completely gone. Oh yes, I'm quite happy because aside from the fact I just dropped my tape, I had reached the halfway point. And you see I got my measurement up here. I'd reached the halfway point. This is my center back. And I stop in the halfway point and I measure, and I discover that I'm bang on. That this is exactly the half that I want. And it's encouraging, because when you're going through it, you're like, how's this going to turn out? How's this going to turn out? So far, touch wood, it's turning out well. So I'm going to keep bashing away at this. But there, so something to remember. If you flip, when you're pleating to the set, and you flip over and you don't see the same element of tartan as you do on the top, stop. You've maybe just did what I did and moved to the wrong chalk line. So thank you. Carry on. Be well.